Hi everyone. Good evening. Every Friday 6 p.m. we arrange a F&OP Churcha and we invite one of the full-time trader or part-time trader who do trading in futures and options. Today's guest is Arush. He's a full-time trader and he's a mentor also. He trades in futures, options, and all type of segments, and he has a more than 8 years of experience in capital market. He trades in equity, commodity, and all other segments also. So, welcome Arush for the Twitter Spaces and today's F&O Picture.
Thanks guys for inviting me.
Yeah, and I'm with Manas and Shankar. They're from Paytm Money. Manas is a product manager, and Shankar Mukherjee is he's heading our educational wing. So, Manas and Shankar, welcome to the session.
Thanks, Deepak.
Yeah. Even I think Manas also has some problem at his end because he's on he's traveling somewhere now. He's in airport, I think. Okay, anyway, let's start with the session. My first question to Arush. Arush, how did you start your journey? I am very excited to know about your journey. How you started? How you means becoming a full time trader is not a easy, right? Have you did any job before this? And after accumulating the capital, then you became a trader. How was your journey?
So I basically started when I was in school. So when I used to return from school, I used to see my parents watching CNBC TV 18. It was time of 2003 to 2008 when a roaring bull market was in India, was present in India, and all the stocks were shooting up. So it started from there, and soon, I somewhere down the line, I also developed interest to earn some money at an early age. So only option available to me was stocks, which is after 18. So I opened a demat account in my sister's name, and along with that I also did some investment in bullion market. So bullion market was also very hot at that time. Silver touched 70,000. So from 20,000 to 70,000 in few years. That journey attracted a lot of investors, and I was one of them. So I was seeing this kind of volatility in all the asset classes, and I wanted to know more. I was correlating and relating my economics, which I studied in my school, to the this asset class, because at that time also Federal Reserve was quite active, like how it is today, and how how investors become jittery when the Federal Reserve meeting comes. And this time also we saw a 5% move in silver and gold at time of federal meeting, which happened few weeks back. So at that time also same scenario was playing out, and in this manner I got hooked to equity markets. And then I came across a book called Technical Analysis from A to Z when I went to Crossword. And when I came back home, I studied how these patterns and how these numbers actually affect the market. I thought it's an individual entity, like it's a something which is not controlled by numbers or patterns or anything. But then I realized how human psychology is what drives the stock market, and there are so many factors which affect the stock market. And I was really attracted to this, and then I did a lot of research on this. I did my education also in this field. I'm CMT USA, I'm CFT UK, I'm CFP USA, I'm PGD farm. And I in the journey I invested all the money of my parents in a stock, and that got stuck. Like I was making good money, and then at one point I was also losing great money. So when I was losing that money, I didn't sleep for 2 nights. Like I was researching from 9 o'clock, and then I did my research till morning 4 to 5 o'clock for 2 days. So those 2 days, I would say, that taught me a lot of things, because when you lose money, you want to know what's going wrong. So in the early in the early journey, I started investing in equity markets in 2014 when the NDA government came in. It was a roaring bull market. I participated in rally of D-Link, which went 5x. I participated in rally of these logistics stocks like Patel Integrated and Gati, etc., which also went 10-20x in few months. And it was a good market. I was making good money, and then I participated in derivatives at that time only, 2014, when the NDA government came in. I wanted to do something exciting, so I bought futures of ICICI Bank, and I did all those things, and I realized how you face this big ups and downs in your profit and loss because of futures, which is a leverage product. So from there the journey started, like really experimenting how things work, and then from there I used to study market for every day. So I have given every day of my life for 8 days to stock market, and I have always tracked what has happened in stock market. So from 2014 to 15, a bull market happened, and then in 2015, due to deliberate devaluation of currency by China, we had a bear market in India, where stocks corrected big time, and at that time Tata Motors corrected from 600 to almost 60 rupees in 2020. So that was a bear market, and then we had a good bull market after that till 2017, where you had this blockbuster stocks like HEG, Rain Industries, which again went 20 to 30x in few months. And then again in 2018, there was a massive bear market in small caps. 2018 budget, a bear market started, and people were crying that they lost a lot of money. People lost hope, and that bear market continued from 2018, 19, 20 till COVID crash. At end of COVID crash, people had lost all of it, like in small caps and mid caps, because all the stocks had corrected to, 80, 70, 80, 90% bad quality stocks, and it was a bear market for few years, two years. So that's how I have. Then in COVID also, I was very active. So that's my journey. Participated in all
Okay.
phases.
Okay. So you have not did any like a job or anything. You got your entire capital from your parents, right? For trading.
Yeah. I got capital from my parents, and also in the past I worked at a prop desk, so I also learned a lot of things about uh,
Okay.
trading
So
options.
then in between you worked with the projects and projects mostly it's kind of profit sharing, right? Like you make a profit, then you will get uh, money.
They had their own structure, so that's a
Yeah.
different thing altogether. But I have done a job also, and that taught me a lot of things.
Okay.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So that's a lovely journey, Arush, especially when you have seen some bear markets. That experience actually takes us ahead in
Maybe.
long run. So Arush, what we've seen, usually traders say that trading in stock options, especially buying them, is very risky compared to the index options. So when you buy index options versus buying stock options, it's very risky. As well
Yeah.
as it lands up deploying more of your capital, especially from the third week onwards. So, why have you chosen it? And why do you think for you and as per your style of investing, stock options are better than index? Because initially it needs less capital, but then later on the capital increases when it comes closer to the expiry. So
Hmm.
why do you think it's more it fits into your personal style of trading?
So I personally like trading in stock options a lot because stocks are trending in nature compared to index. So we saw a stellar rally from 15,200 to 18,000. That was a one-way move, and which happens only 5 to 10% of times. If you look at a longer duration, then
Right.
You don't see trending market in index all the time, although trend is always there in intraday and in short term, etc. But comparatively, stocks give a huge move. For example, take Adani Enterprise, which shot up from 2200 to almost 3200. So if you look at the intraday volatility of Adani Enterprise also, you'll see it's moving 50%, 100% many times. So you see that kind of movement, and there is a trend available every time in stock options. Like it's there in the futures also, but stocks as an asset class are more volatile and have more momentum compared to the index.
And it's more trending. So the trend
Absolutely.
also goes up in percentage. I
Hmm.
think if the trend goes wrong and maybe your loss is more, so that's why maybe instead of doing two lots in Nifty futures, you can do one lot in maybe a Tata Steel or other.
Correct. That's right. That's right.
So, Arush, can you tell some of the disadvantages of like stock options? Like you told, like it is trending compared to index. So, some other side also, can you speak about? Like compared to index, what are there downside in stock options?
So a lot of people, tell me that Arush, these stock options are illiquid in nature, and people don't make big money in stock options, or stock options are not attractive. But that's not actually true. If you look at, if you go at far out of the money, then there's lack of liquidity. Or if you choose scripts like MRF or Pidilite or something like that, then there is less liquidity. But if you look at stocks like Reliance, you will never find an instance where there's no liquidity in Reliance, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, SBI is very, very liquid. So I have seen big transactions in stock options of SBI. I have myself done a lot of big transactions in stock options of SBI. HDFC is liquid. HDFC Bank is liquid. So I don't think that there is lack of volumes or liquidity in frontline counters. And the downside could be that it's volatile, it has more momentum. So if you don't have proper risk management and control, then you can lose money in seconds. For example, in Adani Enterprise, if your direction is not right, or if your position sizing is too big, you can lose a lot of money in just few seconds. So that's the downside.
So how do you actually give us some idea that you look for stocks which has a lot of liquidity? So how do you select these stocks? Like every person has their own style. So we want to know your style and how do you select the stocks? So one is I would like to know about your fixed watch list and then the variable selection of stocks. Fixed watch list means stocks, let's say the top 20 stocks. You look at only top 10. These stocks, based on your criteria, you'll only observe these 10 stocks or 20 stocks this month. And usme jab buying selling aata hai, so then you will look at. So how do you select these two criteria? One is the fixed criteria, the other one is the variable criteria when it gets triggered. How do you select them?
So for me and for many people, there's no fixed thumb rule in this. But if I talk about few instances, then I select counters which are liquid. That is one. Second, I also take risk in less liquid counters also, but sufficient liquidity for the exit. But I am ready to take counters like even Godrej Property or something like Jubilant Food, Indocent. That is also fine. But mostly I look for counters which are high beta counters, and they have volatility, they have momentum.
Yes.
So for example, like a day like today, when the market is going down, then I would be looking at stocks which are falling like crazy, or they are not respecting supports, and they are breaking supports, and there's good open interest buildup, and technical patterns are weak. So I would try to look at those kind of stocks, and Second theme which I play is that I also play sometimes a lot of news. Like for example, at time of RBI meeting, there's good volatility in all the banking stocks. So I would play banks, right? And suppose if there was corporate governance news of this. Uh, High level management exit from Jubilant Food, so I would try to play that. So I also short options also. I do both option buying and option selling. So sometimes, for a day like today, when a good top is made, short term top is made for various stocks, then I would sell the stocks, the stock option. Sorry, call option. When I think that upside is restricted, then I would sell a lot of call options. And when I see that good momentum is developing in intraday, then I would select the stocks which are breaking the support.
Okay, great.
I can.
Arush, as a trader, I usually go for I am very comfortable with the index options. It can be buying or selling. I mostly prefer for selling options. So the reason behind going for index, maybe I go for a Nifty or Bank Nifty. The one is liquidity. Second one is the lot size. The Nifty's lot size is 50 and Bank Nifty is 25. And if you see the contract value, it comes around 7 lakhs, right? So if I lose in Nifty 10 points also, it's only 500 rupees. No, if I gain also, there is a 500 rupees.
Hmm.
So I get I'm very scared about this stock options because some stock option may have a 1,000 lot size, some 10, 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000 also some stocks, right? If I lose 1 rupee means I'm losing 5 rupees. And obviously I'm going for an option buying means there is a problem of like theta decay also. Anytime there may be like decay can happen, right? So these are the problems I usually face. So that is the reason I usually I don't go for the option stock option buying. My question to you, as a trader, if someone wants to buy a stock option, then this lot size will matter or not? Should we avoid this big lot size of 5,000 or 10,000, or we can trade with that? What is the perfect size of lot? One thing is you have mentioned like what kind of stocks need to be selected for the uh, trading, like stock option buying trading. Now, what kind of lot size should be the perfect for intraday or positional option buying?
Peter, out here, do you think we should ask about the lot size or the contract value? Like you spoke about Nifty contract.
No, I am not talking about the contract value. Contract value usually the same, but usually it is at 10 lakhs or sometime. But the lot sizes also matters many times. So that is my question to Arush.
Right, right. So this question is linked to risk management. So suppose, for example, let's say my capital is 1 lakh, and if I want to take 1% of the risk, then that comes to 1,000. So my lot size should be in decided in such a manner. So suppose the lot size is 1,000, then the stop loss, if the stop loss is 1%, then it fits my criteria, right? And if I have a smaller capital and the lot size is 5,500 and the stop loss is 3 rupees, that is 15,000 or 16,500 as the stop loss, then it doesn't fit my criteria. So if I have capital of 1 crore or 10 crore, then lot size of 5,500 also doesn't matter to me. So it depends on the percentage of capital which I want to risk. So that is what defines everything, and lot size is irrelevant.
Okay. So,
Even for a person operating with capital of 10 lakhs, then also he wouldn't face issue if it fits his percentage loss per
yes.
day crime.
I think one of the good criterias of stock selection which you shared, Arush, that was about high beta scripts. Because generally these scripts have a tendency of moving towards the trend and they move with a big good momentum as well. The second you are saying, instead of lot size, you should look at the percentage of loss. Am I right, Arush?
Correct, correct, very right. very
I'm just going to add one question here to you. Do you also, before entering into the trade, do you use pure technicals or do you also look at the OI option
so
data?
so I'm a free.
Arish, you are on mute.
Anush, you're on mute. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hello, yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are on mute, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes. Let me
Yeah.
repeat the question. It was related
I
to
got your question.
open
I
interest.
got
Yeah.
your question. Yeah, so I'm a discretionary trader a lot of times, and I like to experiment with a lot of new things, and I have studied technicals for 8 years now. So technical analysis is core part of my analysis or study or strategies. I also look at other side of it, that is numbers, data, etc. Open interest open interest and a lot of numbers give you a perspective, so I'll try to look at numbers. And I also look at themes. I told you I look at a lot of news. If stock is moving up on good news, then that is good now. So sometimes you get explosive move also. So I combine all the elements and I try to trade on base of it, but I do use open interest in my trading.
You do use. Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you are entering any trade, like you check the for trend checking, you see the price action, or like rely on indicators. Like how do you enter a position in stock options? And second question would be like, how much risk do you take per trade? Like, and how many stocks you take trades at once, or of your capital, how much risk do you take per trade while
So
entering?
I take I'm that depends how many trades are there on hand. Sometimes the market is trending. So when market started moving up from 15,200, it was led by IT stocks like Infosys was leading it. TCS had good moves. Wipro, LTI, LTTS. At that time when market is buzzing, then there are many trades going on at a particular time. But when market is stagnant, like it is from few days, like market was consolidating in a tight range and finally we had a breakdown today. So at that time there were very few trades going on at a particular time, and the risk per trade risk which needs to be taken per day or per trade is 1% in a trade, or 3%. So it varies from 1 to 3%. That's how it is.
Arush, see, mainly what happened, like when you buy options, it requires very less margin, right?
Right.
For example, I have a capital of 1 lakh or 5 lakh rupees. So buying any option, maybe stock or index, it will cost me around 20,000 or 30, 40,000 rupees investment. If you go, I'm talking about the at the money or near the money, not deep in the money. So that 20, 30, 40,000 rupees can be the investment. So because of this, there is a chance of over position, right? Over trade. Like for example, if you're an option seller, if you have a 5 lakh rupees, then stock option maybe you can sell one lot or maximum two lots. But bank nifty then you can sell around three lots because 1.5 lakh rupees cost. And nifty then you can sell up to 4 to 5 lots. But when if you have a 5 lakh rupees in options, you can buy a lot of call or put options.
Correct.
Maybe, yeah. So there may be over position, so risk may be more. These things can happen, right? For what is your advice for the traders who has, for example, he has a 1 lakh rupees? If he has a 1 lakh rupees, then how many lots he should buy when he trade with the stock options?
Right.
And that investment should be how much? And how much money he should keep idle
Right.
or he should use for some other trade?
Right. So it's interlinked to a previous question and answer, that suppose I have 100 rupees and then I have to take risk of 1 rupee. Then I should take as many lots which will total up to 1% risk per trade. That much we should allocate per trade. And in this manner, if your criteria is 2% risk in a day, you should put that much money on the table, which will take your loss to 2% of your capital. It shouldn't be more than that. So whatever percentage you have decided, be in tandem with that.
Okay, you mean to say if someone has a 5 lakh rupees
Hmm.
and he wants to risk 2% per day, means 2% of 5 lakhs means around 10,000 rupees.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then if he can go, the lot size is 1,000 and premium is 50 rupees, then the investment is 50,000. Then if he is putting a stop loss of 10% means of or the 10%, then means 10% means it comes around 5 rupees as a stop loss, then he can go for a two lots. If he's putting a stop loss of 20%, means 50%, 50,000 is the investment and 20% as a stop loss, means it comes around 10,000 rupees.
Hmm.
So then he should buy only one lot.
Right.
Still he has a 4,50,000 rupees as a idle money.
Right. So if you have capital of 5 lakhs and your risk 2%, that is 10,000, then you should, and now if lot size is, let's say, 1,000 and your stop loss is 10 rupees, then you'll buy just one lot because 10,000 into 10 is 1,000 into 10 is 10,000, and that
Hmm.
equals to 2% of your 5 lakh capital. So that's how the calculation is. That is the
Yeah,
calculation.
but what should I do with the 4,50,000 rupees which I have in the broker's trading
वो
account?
ब्रोकर के पास ही रखने का,
Hmm?
ब्रोकर के पास ही रखने का, वो यूज नहीं करना है क्योंकि
तो एकदम यूज
उसको
नहीं
ट्रेड
करना
नहीं
है,
करने का.
सही है.
हाँ क्योंकि
So
क्या है कि
can't we use for another trade? Maybe I'm
No,
taking
no,
a.
no.
नो,
Sorry.
एज पर द रूल्स यू शुडंट यूज इट, एंड कई बार ये सारा कैपिटल लगा
No,
देते हैं तो वो
the
आ गया.
2% per trade, right? Usually we say like 2% per trade or 1% per trade. The first trade is for SBI and second trade can be LNT, right?
It can be if it suits your risk management. If it's as per your risk management, then only you should take it. Otherwise, you can't
But
take it.
then,
It's a constraint. You have to live by the rules.
but then again, तुम्हारा उधर का फिर स्टॉप लॉस ऊपर करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, स्टॉप लॉस ऊपर करना पड़ेगा.
Hmm.
Right.
So my next question is, Arush, in terms of makes you decide how to buy a certain stock option. So if you're going to buy a certain stock option, what will make you decide? So for
Right.
example,
This is a good question, I think, Shanka. Maybe Arush,
yes,
you can explain your setup as Shanka asked that question. So, how you decide your buying option? What is your setup? How means if you're comfortable, then you can help our audience to learn about your
and
setup and some rules.
Right.
and also I'll add it in this question itself. So do you look at the future setup, options setup, yeah, stocks, the underlying setup?
No, no,
So
Shankar. Let's be specific. Stock
yeah,
option buying strategies is the topics.
no, no,
Let's go with the stock
no,
options.
no, no. My question is, while you're creating the monitoring the setup, let's say you have indicators,
Ah,
and what do you observe before you put the trade? So, do you observe the futures? Do you observe the underlying, or do you observe the option जिसमें आप trade करने वाले हो? उसका setup देखोगे.
राइट. तो मैं अंडरलाइन का ही सेटअप देखूंगा क्योंकि क्या होता है कि ऑप्शन में अगर कोई एक्सपायरी के आसपास ट्रेड कर रहा है, ठीक है, तो उसमें क्या होता है कि कई बार स्टॉक ऊपर भी जा रहा है और मैंने कॉल खरीदा है, या सपोज ऐसा मानते हैं कि मैंने पुट खरीदा है. तेजी की बात करते हैं, चलो मैंने कॉल खरीदा है एंड इफ एक्सपायरी नियर बाय है और स्टॉक ऊपर भी जा रहा है तो भी ऑप्शन ऊपर नहीं जाएगा क्योंकि अगर किसी ने आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शन ले रखा है तो वहां पे टाइम डीके का फैक्टर आ गया. तो वन शुड आइडियली लुक एट अंडरलाइन क्योंकि अंडरलाइन में सबसे कम मैनिपुलेशन होता है और मतलब वो ट्रूएस्ट पिक्चर है. अंडरलाइन gives you gives you true picture what is actually happening in the market. So I look at the underlying, and on basis of that I decide. So for example, अगर आज की बात करें, then market was going down, तो मैं आपको जैसे elaboration चाहिए था कि किस तरीके से मैं decide करता हूँ. तो मैं बता दूं, जैसे बैंक निफ्टी आज काफी वीक हो गया था, एंड यू हैड वेरियस बेयरिश पैटर्न, एंड मार्केट जैसे ही ओपन हुआ वैसे ही हाई, जो ओपन था वो हाई बन गया, एंड देयर वाज गुड फॉलो अप इन प्राइस एक्शन. फिर आपको बैंक निफ्टी में सपोर्ट भी टूटता हुआ मिला 37,300 का. तो वहां से अगर आप देखो तो मार्केट ने अगले 1 घंटे के अंदर नया लो भी बना दिया था. 39,000 पे आ भी गया था बाजार. तो 300 पॉइंट का तो करेक्शन ऐसे ही मिल गया. तो मैं वहां पे बैंक निफ्टी का पुट भी खरीद सकता था. तो वो भी मैंने किया. और साथ साथ में कुछ ऐसे स्टॉक भी थे जो मैंने मंदी में मतलब उस आई प्लेड द बेरिश साइड ऑफ इट. तो बैंकिंग वाज द मेन कल्प्रिट टुडे. बैंकिंग और रिलायंस ने पूरी तेजी में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया. नाउ व्हेन थिंग्स आर कमिंग डाउन, देन रिलायंस इज पार्टिसिपेटिंग ऑन द डाउन साइड. और अगर आप देखो तो उसमें इवनिंग स्टार पैटर्न भी बना है रिलायंस में. इट्स यू सॉ गुड डोजी पैटर्न टू डेज बैक, एंड देन a follow up on the selling side, on the bearish side. So रिलायंस में अच्छा शॉर्ट था, तो इंडेक्स हैवी वेट गिरा रहे थे, तो क्यों ना इंडेक्स हैवी वेट में ही पार्टिसिपेट करे. तो दैट्स हाउ आई पार्टिसिपेटेड. इसमें इंडसइंड बैंक है जो 3.7% गिरा. बजाज फिंसर्व 3% गिरा. So the good trades were on the financial short side.
That's great. My follow-up question actually with this was to start off, what is your setup? Like you look at mostly price action breakdown, or you look at directional indicators, or if so, I mean, how would you like advice like to pick up
I do a lot of
if
things,
you're
but the core of
if you're comfortable?
I do a lot of things, but the core of it is price action and technical analysis, basic Dow theory, and how the trends are evolving. So I would look at the big picture, like I told you, ki jaise the big picture or the big trend which the index is showing, which is representative of many stocks. So आज सुबह से ही निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी वीक है. तो आई वुड ट्राई टू पार्टिसिपेट ऑन द शॉर्ट साइड. सो आई वुड लुक स्टॉक्स विच आर ब्रेकिंग सपोर्ट, एंड जिसमें नेगेटिव पैटर्न बन रहे हैं, तो मैं वो ढूंढने की कोशिश करूंगा. उसके साथ साथ हमको अगर ऑसिलेटर में भी सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, देन दैट इज अगेन अ गुड कंफर्मेशन. सो दैट्स हाउ आई ट्रेड इन द मार्केट.
It was quite clear actually in the morning. Breach the previous day high, then resistance में आपका open interest भी call writings were also quite very big in Nifty, 1800, 18,000 का call. So it was
Correct.
quite a clear picture.
Correct. Or
Even in our app,
even
I saw it in our app and then posted it also in Twitter.
wonderful, super. Even yesterday, FIs were on the short side. So that is again a good thing. They sold us some 1,000 crore plus in cash market. So clearly, when FI when FIs are booking, when institutions are are on the short side, and then you're seeing good correction in the market, then there's nothing to fear. Be a bear.
Absolutely. Be a bear, nothing to fear.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, Arush, so I have a follow-up question. Like you told about how do you decide the stocks and then you try to trade in that option. So like how do you decide among the stock option, how do you decide the strikes at which you trade and how do you change that?
Right. So that's pretty easy. Like you have to select in the money options, which is very good traders are very vocal about it. And if we study details of option behavior, then in the money option reward you quite well. So today when the market was falling, I bought 40,000 put, like on bank nifty 40,000 का जो strike है, I bought that because I'm sure that कि अगर थोड़ा सा भी move आएगा तो उसका डेल्टा करीब करीब 7 to 8 0.7 0.8 जितना होगा. Means if bank nifty is falling by 100 points, then option 40,000 put option would move up by 70 points. So I selected in the money option because of good delta. So at the money का thumb rule बता देता हूँ. तो at the money का delta 50 होता है और डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी का ऑप्शन 20 होता है. 20 के आसपास मतलब रफली बता रहा हूँ. एंड इन द मनी का डेल्टा करीब करीब 60 0.60 0.70 और डीप इन द मनी का 0.80 90 होता है. सो दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स. अगर मुझे लगता है कि मार्केट काफी डायरेक्शनल साइड में प्ले होगा, जैसे कि आज की बात करूँ, तो मैं डीप इन द मनी ऑप्शन खरीद सकता हूँ. उसमें कुछ थीटा डीके भी नहीं होगा और बड़े पॉइंट मिलेंगे ऑन गुड बेसिस. लाइक अभी आज की बात करूँ तो 900 रुपये चल रहा था 40,000 का पुट ऑप्शन. 800 900 चल रहा था, वो करीब 1100 1200 जितना गया. सो बैंक निफ्टी के ऑप्शंस में अगर आपको 300 पॉइंट मिल रहा है देन दैट इज क्वाइट गुड. सो अगर यही मैंने थोड़ा आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शन लिया होता तो मे बी द परसेंटेज गेन वुड हैव बीन मोर बट एब्सोल्यूट गेन वुड हैव बीन लेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ पॉइंट्स. सो अगर आपको लगता है कि बहुत ही एग्रेसिव तेजी आने वाली है, जैसे कि मान लेते हैं कि 5-10% की तेजी आपको स्टॉक में लग रही है, तभी आपको डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शन खरीदना चाहिए. अदरवाइज यू शुड स्टिक टू एट द मनी और इन द मनी ऑप्शंस. That's how.
बट आयुष, अगर अगर लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल ये सेइंग अगर ज्यादा तेजी लग रहा है तो आउट ऑफ द मनी लो, व्हाई नॉट इन द मनी? तो फिर आपको और मौका मिलेगा ना.
आउट ऑफ द मनी में देखो, एक्चुअली जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर मार्केट में आते हैं दे बाय ऑप्शंस. वो क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन में ऑप्शन बाय करते हैं कि मेरी लॉटरी लग जाए, मेरे 10 रुपए के 100 रुपए हो जाए. इस तरीके के एक्सपेक्टेशन के साथ काफी लोग ऑप्शन बाइंग में आते हैं. सो वो कब हो सकता है जब एक्सपायरी के दिन आपका डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाए, जो अभी एक दो एक्सपायरी में ऐसा हुआ अभी, राइट. या फिर जैसे गोदरेज सीपी का एक बार रिजल्ट आया था 1 साल पहले, जब वो कुछ मैनेजमेंट चेंज हुआ था, देन द स्टॉक ओपन 20% अप. तो उसका जो डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शन था वो 10,000% बढ़ गया था या 1,000% बढ़ गया था. पर उस चीज की प्रोबेबिलिटी कितनी? उस चीज की प्रोबेबिलिटी इज ओनली 1 to 5%. सो अगर आपको फिर क्या होता है कि जैसे कि बजट आया था एक बार जब स्टॉक मार्केट क्रैश कर गया था, लोअर सर्किट लग गया था अराउंड यूपीए गवर्नमेंट जब थी तब ऐसा हुआ था. जो भी गवर्नमेंट थी, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द गवर्नमेंट, तब लोअर सर्किट लगा था. तब ऐसा होता है कि जो बहुत दूर के ऑप्शन है बहुत बढ़ जाते हैं. तो डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शन तभी खरीदना चाहिए व्हेन यू हैव सच एग्रेसिव एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम द मार्केट. मतलब बहुत स्टीप राइज या फॉल अगर आपको एक्सपेक्टेड है, तभी आप डीप आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शन खरीदो. अदरवाइज यू शुड स्टिक अराउंड विद एट द मनी और इन द मनी, एंड इन द मनी वर्क्स मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स.
एंड हाउ मच डेल्टा यू शुड लुक एट? 0.7 और 0.5. एट द मनी आपका 0.4 0.5 मिलेगा, बट आउट ऑफ द इन द मनी में आपका कितना डेल्टा आप प्रेफर करते हो?
0.4 to 0.7 is good.
0.4 to 0.7.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, Harush, I have one question for you. आपने हम लोग काफी देर से डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, इंट्राडे के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, ऑप्शन बाइंग के बारे में. Let's say, do you carry forward your option buy position overnight?
I do carry sometimes, but most of the time game is done in intraday only.
और वो कैरी कर रहा है तो उसपे नेक्स्ट डे का क्या होता है कि द स्टॉक्स व्हाट हैपेंड, लाइक देयर मे बी स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक न्यूज, मेरा अगेंस्ट जा सकता है स्टॉक. लाइक मैंने बाई किया है कॉल ऑप्शन, ऊपर जाएगा, स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक न्यूज आ गया, नीचे आ सकता है. पता नहीं रहता है कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम क्या होता है कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि ट्रेंड बहुत अच्छा है बट न्यूज का कोई इम्पैक्ट आके नीचे आ सकता है, और इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर कोई एक न्यूज आके भी नीचे आ सकता है, राइट, स्टॉक. तो वो टाइम पे आप रिस्क को मैनेज कैसा करते हैं? ओवरनाइट आपको स्टॉक ऑप्शन को कैरी करना है, वो टाइम पे क्या रिस्क है, उसको कैसे मैनेज करते हैं?
सो इसमें रिस्क मैनेजमेंट वाली बात ऐसा है कि मतलब इफ इट्स नॉट वर्किंग गेट आउट ऑफ द ट्रेड, एज सिंपल एज दैट. बस इतना ही है इसमें.
See, coming out of the trade, okay, that is after the event market opens,
हाँ,
right? तभी तो ऑलरेडी आप बड़े लॉस पे हैं।
हाँ, इन केस यू आर
तो
डूइंग naked,
ये रिस्क को आपको कैरी करने का टाइम पे आप कुछ सोचता नहीं है कि नहीं मुझे कैरी कर देंगे, कल क्या होता है देख लेंगे, कोई बड़ा लॉस पे आ रहा है तो करें, क्योंकि स्टॉक्स ऐसे भी हुआ है कि 20-30% नीचे भी खुला है, राइट, 40-50%।
हाँ, तो उसमें सारे पैसे नहीं डाल के जाना है ना. So,
हाँ
in that case, if you have 100 rupees, don't put 100 rupees, just put 10 rupees. That should work for you. That is one, and if you can do another thing is that you can create certain option strategy. Like you can buy
हम्म,
at the money. Suppose you are bullish on the market, you can buy at the money call option or in the money call option, and you can sell out of the money call option. So in case suppose the stock mild goes up little bit, then you gain little bit in the money option, and if it stays that way, then you gain little bit on your in the money option, and you gain little bit even in your out of the money option. तो दोनों तरफ से पैसा मिलता है. जैसे रेशियो
right, but the
स्प्रेड करते हैं
problem
लोग,
here is
रेशियो स्प्रेड करते हैं
the
लोग, उसमें भी यही स्ट्रैटेजी
Listen,
प्ले आउट होता
Arush, your idea is perfectly fine. I see like it's fine, but the problem here is the liquidity. ये स्टॉक ऑप्शन में कई हो सकता है बहुत लिक्विड है, तो एक 4-5 स्ट्राइक पे थोड़ा सा लिक्विडिटी रहेगा, बट स्टॉक ऑप्शन में क्या होता है कि बियॉन्ड ए पॉइंट देयर इज नो लिक्विडिटी, राइट, मुझे अभी सेल करना है तो भी उधर लिक्विडिटी नहीं है, मुझे प्रॉपर प्रीमियम नहीं मिलेगा, स्प्रेड का प्रॉब्लम रहेगा. These are the problems when we create a strategy with the stock options, right? Do you face these problems and do you have any solution for
है.
this?
नॉट एट ऑल, नॉट एट ऑल. कभी मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं आई. टेल मी वन स्टॉक जहाँ पे आपने ये प्रॉब्लम फेस करी हो. मतलब मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि जैसे एमआरएफ जैसे स्टॉक है, वहां पे ही आपको प्रॉब्लम आएगी. अदरवाइज फ्रंटलाइन काउंटर्स में कभी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. इफ यू लुक एट बजाज फाइनेंस, इफ यू लुक एट आईसीआईसी बैंक, एक्सिस बैंक, एचडीएफसी बैंक, रिलायंस, ये सब, एसबीआई,
Tata Steel,
टाटा,
Hindalco,
हिंडाल्को,
all high beta counters.
इन्फोसिस,
High beta
टीसीएस,
heavyweight.
कभी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी आपको. मतलब कभी कभी रेयर सिचुएशन में तो कहीं भी प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स मेरे साथ तो ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ है. ये सिर्फ एक्चुअली आई वुड से दैट ये सब एक भ्रम है लोगों के दिमाग में कि ऐसा है वैसा है, पर ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. मेरे को कभी प्रॉब्लम नहीं फेस हुई. अगर आपको कभी भी ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है
And
मेरे को
Arush,
बताना.
also it's an observation. That is, आप देखोगे, let's say price move कर रहा है.
हाँ,
तो अगर if you are looking into a static screen where you are not observing the bid ask spread, अब static screen में दिखेगा प्राइस ऊपर जा रहा है, ऑप्शन का प्रीमियम बढ़ नहीं रहा है,
राइट.
लेकिन bid ask देखोगे ना, bid ask में लेकिन ऊपर जा रहा है. Let's say last traded price of a call, let's say markets are moving up, last traded price of a call is 10 rupees. Bid ask में 11-12 चल रहा है, मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है, लेकिन लास्ट ट्रेडर आपका नीचे दिखाएगा. तो कभी कभी लोगों को लगता है शायद लिक्विडिटी कम है, बट हेवी वेट काउंटर्स में अगर आप ट्रेड करना चाहते हो, आई एग्री विद यू आयुष ऑन दिस,
करेक्ट,
कंप्लीटली लिक्विडिटी तो रहता ही है.
करेक्ट. दैट हैपेंस. वो लिक्विडिटी,
That
वो
happens.
लिक्विडिटी.
And वो नॉर्मली देख के लगता है कि प्राइस नहीं मूव कर रहा है, बट बिड आस्क स्प्रेड देखोगे तो उधर आपका ऑलरेडी चालू हो चुका है.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट. अभी मैं आपको एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. वेरी राइटली सेड बाय यू. तो मैं आपको एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मान लेते हैं टीसीएस चल रहा है 3385, राइट. अगर आप अभी 3600 का कॉल बाय करोगे और वो अगर अभी आज 0.13% बढ़ा है, तो डेफिनेटली आपको लगेगा कि कुछ मिल नहीं रहा है, और मतलब ये टीसीएस ऊपर जा रहा है, पर मेरा जो ऑप्शन है वो ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है. ऊपर नहीं जाएगा क्योंकि अभी एक्सपायरी में अभी एक ही वीक बचा है और उसमें टाइम डीके होता जा रहा है, एंड यू आर नॉट ऑल्सो सीइंग गुड मोमेंटम ऑन योर अंडरलाइन. तो उस केस में आपको यू वुड हैव एन इल्यूजन कि भाई इसमें लिक्विडिटी नहीं है, पर एक्चुअल में वो जो यू विच फैक्टर्स यू नीड फॉर गुड रिजल्ट इन योर स्टॉक ऑप्शन बाइंग, वो है ही नहीं.
Also, I think from the third week onwards, do you recommend before the third week ends, we should shift into the next month?
Yes, you can do it in the next month. And
Because नहीं तो मार्जिन आपका भयंकर लग जाता है
हाँ,
for short selling and for futures man.
Correct. You can do that, and or you can also do certain strategies. डेबिट स्प्रेड भी कर सकते हो आप, तो उसमें डेबिट स्प्रेड क्रेडिट स्प्रेड सब कर सकते हो, कोई इशू नहीं आता। एक्चुअली आपका लॉजिक राइट होना चाहिए, बाकी तो कुछ इशू नहीं आएगा।
Right, great. So, Arush, we are running out of time. The last point is like, you do you have any final advice to our audience? Do you want to share something?
So I would say that only thing which people should take care of, or the only thing which I should say is that people should do risk management. But risk management, if they take care of risk management, then everything else would fall in place. And rest of the things I can't advise people because uh, everybody has a personal approach or their unique approach towards trading. Even if I say something, people can't copy it, people can't execute that. They have to do it in their own style. So only thing which they can do is that they should do proper risk management, and they should look after their mistakes or what's going wrong for them. If they take care of all those things, then they can also become great trader.
Right.
Right.
You rightly said that risk management is very important. All the audience, it's not about just a option buying. Arush is doing option buy means stock option buying, index option buying, and index option selling. Also, he do. So when you
I
do
also
something,
sell
have a
index.
combination of
Sorry,
yes, you should have everything. Yes, Arush, go ahead.
I'm saying that I also sell stock options also. I don't face problem with that also. Stock options are also good for selling. Although the risk is high, but the reward is also good.
Yes, right. So, if you're a new trader, new to the market, then better go to the index options. You can buy or sell. If you have a like good experience, do some paper trading and go for a stock options. Also, you can do that if it is you are comfortable with the stock options. And what we have shared here and what we have discussed here, it is just for a educational purpose. And Shankar, you are
Absolutely.
saying something. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So whatever we are discussing here is completely for educational purpose. And I'd like to add one more advice. I think one thing which I liked when Arush was introducing himself. So that is the book which he read and how he got introduced to technical analysis. That was actually the first book which I also had with me. So nowadays it's quite available, quite very much as available in PDF format. Also, you can Google it. A to Z of technical analysis.
Correct,
It's a very good book for the
correct.
beginners.
That's right.
That's true. That is a very good book. And also,
Mm.
you can read. I was reading one book, How I Made uh, 2 million in stock, $2 million in stock market. That is Nicholas Darvas book. So even someone can read that book also. So he made a big money in the 1950s, and it's a good book.
Correct,
Right.
correct. That's a good book.
So Arush, thanks a lot for your time. Thank you, Manas and Peter, for hosting it. And thank you, all you lovely audience. We don't have any questions for you, of course, right now. Arush, from the audience, questions are not there. So, thank you very much for your time, Arush.
Thanks for inviting me, guys. It was wonderful interacting with you and sharing a little bit with my audience. So it was a great experience.
Thank you, thank you. And thank you, all you
Thanks,
lovely
Arush.
audience. Yes. And thank you, all you lovely audience, for attending the show. And remember, whatever we discussed here today is completely for knowledge purpose, and these are not at all any recommendations. You can follow us in Twitter, and you can write to us, DM us for further updates on the market as well as products. So thank you very much, and have a great weekend ahead. Happy Janmashtami to all of you. All the best.
Happy Janmashtami to all. Have a great weekend.
Thank you all for joining. Happy Janmashtami and have a great weekend. Thanks, Arush.
Thank